In this episode of BBC, today on Bulgarian Breakfast Classics, we're making Mekitsi. Okay, it's basically just fried dough, but it's the perfect vehicle for honey, jam, and or cheese. And obviously, your Mekitsi are gonna be only as good as your dough is. I've got a bowl of my one and only dough, which I'm not gonna show you how to make right now, but it basically starts with a pre-ferment called pulish, which you use the following day to make your dough with, and for the following 3 days, used to bake bread, pizza, focaccia, mekitsi, you name it. I'm gonna link up the video up here in the corner, so you can check it out in more detail if you'd like to. I've got mine slow fermenting in the fridge for a couple of days, because I like my mekitsi to have that nice yeasty bready flavor. Now before we start making those, I'm gonna preheat my pan with some sunflower seed oil in it. I'm gonna fill it up with maybe 3/4 of an inch, and I'm basically gonna be shallow frying these. What I wanna do as well is wrap this board in some cling film. I'm not gonna be using flour for this, so this is gonna make a better work surface. Okay, that's done. Now I'm just gonna put a little bit of oil on it so that the dough doesn't stick. From here, I'm gonna take the dough out, make it into a nice tight ball, and just start taking pieces out of it. And then just stretch them out like tiny pizzas. I like to keep a little bowl with oil handy so that I can just oil up my fingers when I need to. And don't try to make these perfect. In fact, that's the opposite of what you should be trying to do. Also feel free to make these as small or as large as you like. Okay, off to the pan we go. Carefully lay them in away from you. I'm gonna try and fit all 3 of them at the same time. And fry them on both sides until they're nice and golden brown. Now these guys turned out a little bit too chunky. Don't get me wrong, they're still gonna be good, but I wanna make a batch that are thinner. And I'm also gonna use my fingertips and just poke the surface like I would focaccia. I like parts that are thinner that are gonna get more crispy, and then thicker parts that are gonna get more chewy. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, that's better. You can enjoy these as they are with just some powdered sugar. Honey is a good option. They're light, they're fluffy, they're chewy, but they're crispy at the same time. They're delightful. Or with some blueberry jam and maybe some cheese. Come on now. Okay, we're gonna make another variation of this. My grandma used to make stuffed mekitsi. I'm gonna start with 1 egg, give that a quick whisk. Tiny pinch of salt, whisk that in. Then I'm gonna crumble in some white cheese. And that is where my grandma would stop, but I won't. I'm gonna also grate in some low moisture mozzarella, just for the stretch. Also, I think the grandma grater would do a better job at this. I'm just gonna mix everything together. Okay, that's our stuffing done. Now let's get to stuffing. I've prepared some smaller bowls because I don't want too much dough with these. I'm gonna stretch them out nice and thin and then just spoon in some of our filling. Then I'm just gonna close them up. They're almost like little empanadas. Okay, let's get these puppies in and let's hope they stay sealed. Now there was a little bit of leakage, but I don't think it's gonna be a problem. Let's give these a try. What about this? Oh, these are fire, but we're not done yet. Now the noise that you're hearing is the pizza oven, and that's because we're gonna make a Mekitsa pizza. Using my cling film and oil method, I'm gonna stretch this pizza dough. I've also been preheating this pan that comes with the pizza oven, into which I'm gonna pour a little bit of vegetable oil, and this is where I'm gonna start the pizza. I'm gonna go in with some tomato sauce and some of that low moisture mozzarella. A little bit of olive oil. And we're off to the races. Bam! I'm done. When you start the pizza in the pan, you get a completely different texture. It's so good. So go make yourself some nice dough and cook up some treats. Roll out!